Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Arena. I have a genetic connective tissue disorder called EHLERS syndrome, and this is my channel kind of living with that. So if you're new here, welcome, glad to have you. So today I've put together a little 2023 Christmas list of what I think people with chronic illnesses would simply love to get for Christmas. The list is shorter than most of the other Christmas list videos I've seen out there. I just wanted it to be like digestible and also to kind of go more in depth on the thought behind the gifts, because knowing kind of the reasoning behind why I chose some of these things will help you maybe come up with more specific ideas to your loved one or friend or whoever you're shopping for. The first section is for my medical device girlies. So I have a central line right here. I also have a feeding tube, and I think this could apply to people with similar medical devices too, like who need to wear oxygen or who have insulin pumps, things of that nature. So let's go ahead and get into it. So first on the list, and what was most requested by people I asked, was organization. So different things you can store your medical equipment in and keep it organized. As you can see, I have random boxes just in my house because I don't know where to put them. So things like a clear 3-drawered container, I have one of those. That's super helpful. Also, these little organizer trays that go into drawers are really helpful for organizing those little bits and bobs. And something that's super popular with pretty much anyone I know with a chronic illness, even if you don't have a medical device, are these 3-tiered little rolling cart. You can kind of like put your medication on the top, put like your blood pressure cuff on the next one, like kind of just anything that you need on hand, like readily accessible. These are super popular and they come in a bunch of different colors, so that's exciting. The last organizer thing is one of those little hanging toiletry bags for travel. I find that that's so helpful when I obviously travel. I travel a lot and I have a bunch of medical stuff, and it's super easy to like put everything in its own little compartment in that bag and just have it all nice and neat together. It's so helpful when traveling and you don't have just things flying around in your bag everywhere. I bought mine from TJ Maxx. The next thing for my medical device girlies would be Tubie pads and Tubie clips. So if you have any kind of tube, feeding tubes, oxygen, insulin, anything like that, Tubie clips are super helpful. You can coil them, like coil your lines up and then like clip it to your shirt or whatever, and it keeps it out of the way and you won't get caught on doors. Super helpful. Tubie pads are really fun and really cute and really helpful. I get those on Etsy usually from Colico. I'll have all that linked below. Another thing that I really love for tubes and lines is Tubie tape, and that can also be used for a bunch of different medical things. I even use it on my Dexcom sensor, but I buy most of mine from Threads of Kindness Co. Also gonna be linked. It's super cute medical tape, and it's not like harsh on the skin, and then you can like cut it to size, and it's so fun. I love it. And then Threads of Kindness Co. also makes pump stickers for feeding tube pumps. I have one on my pump right now. It's so adorable. It's just this sticker that goes over like the door of the pump, and yeah, it's super cute. And then you'll also notice on my pump I have this little pink like backboard thing attached to it. Usually the bag and the pump are separate, but there's this lovely person on Etsy who 3D prints these little like backboard things that attach, and then the bag just like clips into the middle like that. Yeah, and it just keeps everything together and just so portable. This would be a great gift. There's another brand called the Flying Squirrel, which is really popular. I think most people I know have a Flying Squirrel. I like this version better just because it's smaller and more like compact, and I can throw it in a backpack really easily. Speaking of backpacks, everyone loves a good mini backpack. You really can't go wrong. This is my current favorite. It's the North Face Mini Borealis, and it fits everything I need all at once. And it's still got a little extra room for all of my essentials, like my wallet I keep in here, and car keys and all of that sort of thing. I got some lip gloss in here. Yeah, this is like my go-to bag. Literally every day I wear this thing. I love it. But if you don't want to go for the big purchase, I know TJ Maxx always has a ton of little mini backpacks, and you can just pick one from there, and you really can't go wrong with a mini backpack. You can purchase little pins or patches to decorate their backpack with. I don't have any, but I know like on Etsy or I think on Amazon even, you can get like different chronic illness themed ones, or like awareness ribbons, or different things like that that your friend might really love. And then the very last thing in this medical device section is PICC line sleeves. If your friend has a PICC line, which is a kind of like an IV in the arm. PICC line sleeves are super helpful. They just kind of keep everything tucked away, and you can get them in cute patterns. Back when I had a PICC line, I got mine off of Etsy and Amazon. So yeah, those are a cheap, really fun, and really helpful option. So the next little section I have is for people who have service dogs. I personally have a service dog, and he's a handful. But this is stuff that I have loved having for him, and I think anyone with a service dog would also love to have. So the first thing is my all-time favorite hands-free leash from CSJ Creations on Etsy. This leash is a biothane leash, which is kind of like this like plastic webbing kind of thing, but it's so easy to clean, and it doesn't hold on to like smell or like dog oils. So it never smells bad, and it's super easy to clean, and I've had it for probably a 1.5 years now, and it still looks brand new. It's the perfect leash. I love it. The other thing I have for my dog is his vest, or I guess his cape. It's called a cape since it's attached to a harness. His gear. His thing that says service dog. I got it from Etsy from Ascend Canine Gear, and I think I was actually their first purchase when I very first opened, and even back then the quality was amazing, and it's only gotten better. Anything from there is amazing for service dogs, and they do like custom designs and stuff. Like I completely drew up exactly what I wanted, and it was so fun. If you don't know exactly what they might want on their dog's gear, you could always just get them an Etsy gift card and kind of designate like, oh, like get your dog some gear with this gift card. Because I know even myself, I'm super picky about my dog's gear, about what exactly I want to say, the colors and all of that. So if you're not quite sure, gift cards are always a good way to go. And the last two quick kind of dog in general things are a car hammock for the dog to sit on in the car and not get fur everywhere, and then collapsible dog bowls. I am always losing mine, and I always need one, so you really can't go wrong getting an extra collapsible dog bowl. Alright, this next section is for more general chronic illness items, like pretty much anyone with any kind of chronic illness would appreciate. So let's get into it. So the first would be compression socks. These are just helpful with getting your circulation going and getting you up and out of bed in the morning. The best brand that I found that has high quality socks but also cute designs is from Vim and Vigor. Okay, this is kind of random, but would be a good stocking stuffer are these Cliff little gummy, I think they're called Cliff blocks, but they're basically like glorified gummy bears. But they have extra salt and sometimes caffeine in them, which is kind of a good little pick-me-up, and if you have blood sugar issues, they're a good portable source of glucose. So yeah, love those. I have a box of them currently in my pantry. So these are buffered so they won't upset your stomach, and a lot of chronic illnesses require a higher salt diet, so these are an easy way to like bump up your salt intake. Next is a mini fridge. I have one over there that I keep my IV stuff in, but for other reasons too, a mini fridge is always helpful for like keeping stuff by your bed or keeping medications cold. This next one is something I personally haven't tried but was highly recommended when I was asking around. It's called the body braid, specifically for people with like hypermobility. or like joint issues. It's basically like a rubber band thing that goes around your whole body, but it like supposedly feels amazing and like keeps everything in place. Something I personally love is a good old classic massage gun. On Amazon there's some pretty affordable ones that still work really well, or you could go for the higher end ones. I really don't know if there's honestly a difference between the two. I just have a cheap one off of Amazon, but I think pretty much anyone would appreciate a massage gun. So there's these little stuffed animals that you can like, they've got these little like microwavable packs that go in them, and you heat it up and you put it back in the stuffed animal, and it's like a heating pad plus stuffed animal, and I think they're just amazing. So I would want one for Christmas. On the topic of heating pads, my all-time favorite heating pad is like a weighted extra large heating pad. It's just unmatched. The next thing that I absolutely am obsessed with at the moment is my little pill crusher. Random, I know, not everyone needs crushed pills, but if you do, you know the struggle. The manual ones are terrible, they don't work, and they hurt. And if you get like an actual electric pill crusher, they're huge, like absolutely not portable at all. So what I got is actually technically an herb grinder on Amazon, and it's supposed to be for weed. I don't even know if I can say that on YouTube. Anyways, I use it for crushing pills, and it's fantastic. I love it, and it's literally teeny tiny. It's so portable, it's like the size of a large Sharpie. Also related to pills is pill organizers. I have these little tiny pill boxes that I keep in my bag, usually, except it's not in my bag right now. But I got them from Natural Life, and they are freaking adorable. And they carry like 8 to 10 pills, so just kind of like things you might need on a day out, and I love them. And Natural Life also has like weekly pill organizers that are super cute as well, and they're really high quality. I've had mine for I think since high school, like 5 or 6 years now, and it's still great. I think something else somebody would appreciate is little accessories for their mobility aids, like wheelchairs, walkers, canes, that kind of thing. Using mobility aids means that you have usually fewer hands to hold things while you're walking. So things like a cup holder or a wallet holder or a bag that attaches to it are all really helpful. If you're searching by yourself, usually it's easier to look up like stroller accessories or bike accessories, because very few things are specifically advertised for mobility aids, but usually stroller and bike accessories also work on mobility aids. But there is a specific wheelchair accessory brand called Fora, and I think their stuff is so pretty. It's like metallic, they come in different colors, but it just looks really high quality. I haven't tried it myself, but when I do, I'm excited. But yeah, they have cup holders and wallets and just all kinds of things that are really helpful for wheelchair users. Another thing that I cannot live without is a pregnancy pillow, or like one of these big U-shaped body pillows. My joints when I sleep literally fall out of place all the time, so I have just an unholy amount of pillows on my bed. And the pregnancy pillow, I literally cannot sleep without at this point. I love it so much. And the last thing is just some good old-fashioned liquid IV. Just some good old-fashioned electrolytes. That helps everyone. It's a good stocking stuffer as well. Alright, on my second to last category is stuff that is pretty much good for anyone, but specifically appreciated by people with chronic illnesses. First up would be any kind of like gaming device. I'm not really a big video game person, but I do have the Switch that I always bring if I'm in the hospital or like really having a bad day. It's just a good distraction, and sometimes you just need a distraction. Obviously you can go and buy a gaming device, or what I like to do is find them used on Facebook Marketplace. This thing was like basically brand new, so yeah, I almost never buy stuff like that new. I just don't see the point. I'll also link an article that I found of good games that are easy to play, like you don't have to think hard about them, which is kind of the goal with getting a gaming device for someone with chronic illness, because Sometimes you just can't think. Next up would be art slash craft supplies slash sewing supplies. Like if your friend has a hobby, supplies are always wanted. Okay, this one's a good one. Noise canceling headphones, specifically noise canceling headphones. They changed my life. I love them. I've had 3 different models at this point. The first one I had were a pair of Beats, and I liked them, but they did hurt my ears because they were on the ear headphones, so they kind of squished my ears a little bit. I think those are like the cheaper of the options. The next pair I had were the Sony XM5, and honestly I think those were my favorite. They were the cutest, and between the Sony and the Bose, there's really no difference, honestly. The Sony was just cuter in my opinion. And then I have the Bose 700s right now. And also all of these I bought used on Facebook Marketplace. Same thing. Yeah, definitely utilize Facebook Marketplace. Another great option and more affordable option is loungewear. Just a good old comfy outfit. Anything that closely resembles a blanket is a good bet. Also, TJ Maxx is gonna have a ton of good loungewear. I just got these sweatpants from TJ Maxx and I love them, and they were on clearance for like $10. Another really helpful item would be a robot vacuum. For some people, vacuuming is a really like demanding chore with the heavy vacuum and the postural changes and all of that. It's like, it can really be exhausting. So a robot vacuum can be so extremely helpful for people. I think if you really know someone and you know their whole situation and you know they would appreciate it, I think you could get someone a kitten. I really think you could, because one, kittens are just honestly a pretty low maintenance animal. Having an animal around is really helpful, I think. They're a good pick-me-up when you need them on a bad day. It's the gift that keeps on giving. Alright, we are almost done with this section, but I have 2 more items, and one is very obvious, is a good book. You can never go wrong with a good book, and I think it's fun just to think about what somebody would like to read, or like a story that they would enjoy. I think that's fun. But you could always go with a bookstore gift card too. Try to go locally if you can. And the last item on this section is Ugg boots. Don't laugh at me, because I really want a pair of Ugg boots. They keep my toes warm and they're comfy and they're easy to slip on, and I think we should bring them back. Currently the platform ones are also in style, so you could go with that option. Ugg boots though, I am a big fan. Or just really any comfy like house slipper. I think it goes over better than socks, because socks you have to like keep washing and stuff. But house slippers, you can just throw them on day after day. Elite. Alright, and then my last little section is gonna have a little more thought put into it, and I guess it's like experiences slash like things you can do for somebody. My first option would be to write down a bunch of chores on slips of paper and like put it in a jar and give it to them as like, hey, I'll do these chores when you can't, like chore tickets kind of. I think it like makes it easier for somebody to ask for help when they need to, and also shows that you're willing and wanting to help. But yeah, I think that's a really thoughtful gift and is something that shows that you care and want to support somebody. My last little idea, it's kind of difficult to describe, but like I remember I visited my friend in Colorado, and her mom was like just the most accommodating, like thoughtful person I'd ever met, and it was just so refreshing to have somebody go out of their way for a day, just understand what my needs were, and then to meet those needs, and then help me also figure out ways that I can help myself. So I guess I'll call this like have an accessibility day or like make disability fun day. So like maybe that's going to a mobility aid store and like just making it fun and being like, hey, like what's gonna help you if you need this? Oh my gosh, my horses are rolling over there. But like what's gonna help you, and let's make it fun. Like this isn't scary, I'm here to support you. So just like having someone support things that are scary and going out of their way to do it, or going to like an aquarium and like saying, hey, like, let's rent the wheelchair for today. Like, let's make it really easy on you. If this will help you at all, like, let's do it, you know? First and foremost, like, in any of these gifts, it's love and understanding and support. As long as you're really going into it with those in mind, like, you really can't go wrong. Having a chronic illness can be hard, but it can also lead to a really full life if you are surrounded by people who care and support you. So, hope this helps y'all. I'm getting really out of breath from talking, so sorry if I'm wavering at the end here. But thanks for watching, and I will see y'all in the next video.